Okay, hi, here we go. Hello, guys. This is Samina, and it's been a quiet while since last time I recorded a video. I've been doing some research on YouTube about how um, YouTube and other websites and algorithm work, and it's gonna be a challenge to create videos that can tell the truth without the words that they try to erase from our vocabulary, like, you know, on a live, or what else? I mean, all the words they've banned. So, all right, I guess we started with a little bit of processing, but today I wanted to talk about just introducing myself and tell you a little bit about my book. I've written a book called Compounded Relational CPTSD. It is, if you know what PTSD is, when soldiers go to a war and get traumatized, that's the best well-known story. But this trauma can be complex, and it can happen when you are in a family that repeatedly you are being abused. So that is complex PTSD, and now we've at compounded relational. Compounded means it is like you've been the punching bag of not just interpersonal relationships, but also systemic relationships. Like you are literally in a relationship with all the systems that your livelihood is based on, is reliant on. And if you cannot get healthcare, if you cannot get safety, I mean, it would all be really difficult. A little bit more about CRC-PTSD. If I'm looking around, I just want to put this disclaimer. I have autism. I also think I have dyslexia, even though I've been denying it for a while now. But yeah, ChatGPT knows. And then the other disclaimer that I want to put there, I know some people are very allergic to AI, and I understand that, but me, on the other hand, I think AI is a tool, and as a tool, you have the choice of using it good or for bad. And I don't mean that currently it is being used for good. It's actually being used for bad a lot more than it is used for good. Before AI was open to everybody, I'm sure they had AI, the algorithm, all of that. And we were never told. So that's another topic that I talk about a lot, that science, it is what they want to label, what they want to be the reality. They deny the reality of every other human senses other than the five senses. And I mean, that is 10, but other than the five senses, which is touch, smell, taste, touch, smell, taste. Okay, let's do it again. Touch, smell, taste, hearing, and what's the last one? You know, this is just a human condition, if you get it. Um, anyways, the five senses. um, yeah, they tell us that we only have five senses. And then what happens to your feelings? What happens to your intuition? Your intuition is your strongest sense. Your intuition is that part of your brain that can put together so many different scenarios, scan through all these different things, and give your body embodiment of all the information that you're receiving through your body. And for us to say intuition is just a lie, or intuition is not a sense, it is a sense. And so yeah, one thing is that how they throw away feelings and intuition and all these other senses that we have, and I'm sure some of us have it stronger. Like for me, it's easier for me to channel and write, and I know I also write music too, so those are the ways that I can express it. But every single person has a different way of expressing this connection. I guess I'm going all around. All right, let's get back to the topic of CRC-PTSD. So, okay, I told you I'm autistic. I told you that I have sensory issues. Well, I'm telling you now. And yeah, please bear with me as I'm learning how to do these videos right. It was very scary to even, I don't know if I'm gonna put this out. Currently, I'm very judgmental about myself, but I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna decide. So we'll see. Human condition. Okay. Well, I had two more announcements. I have autism, I have sensory issues, I have dyslexia, and I have struggled with severe depression, existential and also non-existential, just because life is too hard. So what I'm saying is that I have a history from Iran. If you see this, this is a like Persian ancient goddess or god, whatever you want to call it. My god everything is everything that there is. So yeah, be careful of those differences in views when I talk about God, and when you hear the word God, don't take things personally. And then yeah, my accent, I I always think, or I always thought I didn't have an accent, and now I'm listening back to myself in this video and I'm like, OMG, wow, what a thick accent. But okay, that's another thing that you have to bear with if you want to continue watching me. I'm learning. Um oh, and I wanted to tell you that, so I just wanted to quickly try to reckon myself and tell the five senses. So the five senses, I'm using my cheat paper. The five senses are touch, smell, taste, hearing, and seeing. Yeah, but yeah, we definitely have a lot more senses than just that. And then, oh, I wanted to tell you about something else, a disclaimer, another one. So you see if my eyes kind of not blinking together and like rolling, I'm not sure what it is, but my spiritual mom, she bought me a silk pillowcase, and after a week of sleeping on it, I started to have like rashes all over both sides of my face. And I was like, what's happening? Is it the makeup I'm using? And then a little bit passes by at night. I'm like, oh, you know what? I just got this pillowcase. Maybe I'm allergic to silk. And I Google it, and it says it's very rare. And so, knowing this, I talked to my spiritual mom, like, can you return this because I'm allergic? And she was kind of shy about it. I wouldn't shy away from like getting a refund for being allergic. Come on, I'm allergic. How could I have known? And I mean, it's not their fault, but it's not my fault either. Maybe, I don't know, they could offer like a replacement that's not silk. Um, I don't know. But my spiritual mom sent me an email, a beautiful letter to thank this fleecy pillowcase, silk pillowcase, to show that I'm a rare person. So if you see me rolling my eyes, it's that same. So this next thing that I want to talk about is how or what symptoms you can see with CRC PTSD. So there are, I think, over 27 symptoms that I've named. I'm sure there is 1,000 more. Um, I just can't name them. Every single person is different. Our bodies react differently. We know no two of us is the same body. So that's also another lie of capitalism. Okay, that's also another lie of I said it. Okay, I'm gonna put a boop on it. What was I saying? Oh my god. Yeah, it's another lie of capitalism. Okay, the symptoms of CRC-PTSD include depression, anxiety, um, the feeling of hypervigilance, constantly being on alert. Another thing that I mentioned is how when you're living in a society that does not honor feelings and intuition as senses, you go out there and you have to put on this mask of some, I don't know, robotic human being that doesn't feel. And yeah, it literally feels so robotic whenever I go and have interactions with people in formal settings and like jobs. And then the other thing that I talk a lot about in my newest book is how all of these workplaces, what they are doing to us is actually the definition not that different from the definition of trafficking. You can go and read it in my book how I'm making this connection, but literally they are forcing us to work because our survival depends on them, and that's exactly making forcing someone to do something. And like the other thing is that so I love David Gruber. Unfortunately, he passed away during COVID, and I started reading his books. He has a book named Bullshit. Should I have separated that one? Okay. Um, Bull. Um, e. Anyways, this book is absolutely ridiculous. He talks about how if you removed like a lot of this supervisory jobs tomorrow and they just don't go to work, it would feel like nothing would be missing from the world. And so it's like they literally just pass paper and everything has become about bureaucracy. And that is so maddening because I'm not a number. I'm a human being. I'm a being. And before I'm a human being, I'm a soul. I'm someone who feels, someone who picks up on vibrations. Like literally when I listen to music, I can see the vibration. And I know it has a specific name, but it doesn't happen all the time. I have to be really like in a meditative state to be able to feel that. Um, okay, another thing with the CRC-PTSD symptoms is burnout. So the masking of your feelings and translating yourself into a version of you that is more acceptable for the capped, at least. Uh, yeah. So this is ridiculous. See what the like AI empire and loophole empire has done to this video. Like it feels like I'm talking in code language. They've removed so many possible words. Okay. Anyways, I hope the algorithm would be kind, and I hope you sprinkle some love, the heart, the subscribe. I don't know if they do the donate thing, but I would appreciate that too. I'm just starting, so I guess I can wait to be paid. The other thing that I talk about in that CRC-PTSD book is how to hold on to hope and how to see a version of Earth that everybody shares abundantly. Even right now, like there is abundance with how ahead we are in technology. And I'm sure like the people before us, they have had technology that was maybe even more advanced than ours, but it was based on how what paradigm you see. If you see layer after layer after layer after layer, it's like playing chess and trying to predict each and every next movement possible and go ahead with that for like until the end of the game, like seeing the future. And that intuition gives you an ability. If you connect, you can see all these different options of life and how our lives are kind of like these pieces of puzzles that fit together. It's like no individual by themselves will have any meaning. Meaning is a relational thing. We probably won't feel um, any relation, or we probably won't be able to really express ourselves without others. And it's in the eye of the others that we see ourselves. And if we see ourselves, each other with love and kindness, look in the eye of the other person, tell them, I love you, all of you, your imperfection, your past that I don't know of. I forgive you for not being able to understand me, being where you are at. And I pray for you. I pray from deep of my heart. I pray that we will all wake up. We will all say the truth. We will all understand that they are lying to us. They are, I don't know if you've heard of the Club of Rome, but the Club of Rome, which I've written about, it's in my book too. Um, they are this group of elite scientists paid by billionaires and stuff. And you know, all these journals, all these scientific journals, they are gatekeeping and they are defining what counts as science and what doesn't count as science. And it's just bizarre. How can you not count feeling and intuition and consciousness as a sense? Like what are you talking about? And it took me, what, 34 years to just see that for myself. It's not easy. I used to think something was wrong with me. But now I see it clearly. It's not me who is wrong. It's all the systems when I reach out and when I try to get some resources to stay alive. Um, I go a lot deeper into these topics of how each institution is actually causing damage and betraying us rather than helping us in my book, but it's way too long for this video. Okay, guys, I just have one announcement. I have albums. I make music with AI, and if you're one of those people who says making music with AI is cheating, let me tell you, it was cheating before. When they had the money, they had the color, they had the right body, and I didn't. And I tried to do it by hand. I made my own music. I have an album I released before even AI was there. But hey, nobody listened. And it was designed that nobody would hear me because of my color, because of my background, my class. Oh, could I say that? I guess, like classroom. Anyways, it's a tough life. It's a really tough life. And I'm hard knuckling like so many other people that I know. And this is absolutely bizarre that they want humans to fit the box, not the box to fit the human, the soul. Or actually, they are just trying to kill the soul, but that's another thing. They cannot kill the soul. The soul is that feeling of livelihood, that that feeling of going back to that innocent little child who shared his crayons and laughed, and if someone jumped on him or her, she would kind of just get up and sulk for a couple minutes and then get back. So I had all these fights with my aunt when I was about 4 or 5, and I pulled her hair out. Got really mad at her because she said she doesn't want to play with me. And I was like, no, I want to play. My memory was wild. My memory is wild. Not all the time. Recently, I've been having memory problems. If you know why. Yeah, I have a good memory, and I also have the ability to remember things in 3D. I don't know, I haven't researched if other people can do it, but I'm sure so many people can do it. I guess now I'm just getting a little bit scared about posting this video because I talked about way too much. But I'll figure it out. So the last thing I want to say is that life is hard and we know what's wrong. Just all we need to do is to trust our intuition, trust that innocent place, that safe, innocent place that we have inside of us, and to just walk into our fears, knowing that we can trust on other people to help us. And if it's hard at first, it might not work, but eventually you'll see that people will wake up, that we can learn from our children to be children again. And that's what we need in order to wake this consciousness up, in order to remember who we are. And it's just so frustrating to see all people being so deep down into all the psychops and all the manipulation that the system has made to control us and our minds and our lives, and giving us all these ideas of perfection that are up there in the top of the hierarchy that no one can achieve, and we are chasing and chasing and chasing, while the ones who are in power are actually, they cannot even meet their own standards. So yeah, what I'm saying is that we are chasing that carrot, and we will never get it. It's not about money. Money, yes, if you have comfort, but money more than comfort does not count for anything. What counts is kindness. Kindness. If you're kind to someone, um, and they are kind back, and if you just get this moment of being present with each other, like truly present, I guess that's a win. That's like remembering. So just try those little moments of looking at things in awe, feeling like everything is perfect the way it is, even you. And the system, I guess, is perfect the way it is because this is the point that we will reach out to this consensus that we don't want to believe in the money system anymore. What does money mean? What is it? It's a piece of paper, or zero ones on a computer. So yeah, we can, it's not that hard. We can break free just by deciding that from tomorrow on, money has no value. What counts is kindness, that heart to heart connection. And I'm sure everybody would want to continue working because work gives our lives a meaning, because it creates relations, and we need that relation. Um, so that's another thing I wanted to say. Another thing I want to say about souls is that souls do not die. Us, we exist in infinite parallel worlds. Every possible single version of you and me is in all these infinite parallel worlds. And I don't know if you understand the enormity of this idea of all these parallel possibilities. But what I want to what I want to say is that, you know, everything exists collapsed into one. It just exists because there is no way out of not, like out of existing. Um and then I know I bring up something about an equation in addition to Einstein's E equals MC2. Um but that's also another thing, that E equals MC2 is actually the energy of matter in when it's just steady and not moving. But the thing is, everything is moving. Everything is moving. Space is moving. Just last thing I want to say, if you think I'm crazy, then please do not watch this channel. I don't want you here. And if you vibed with me, then please comment, please reach out to me, please read my books, please help me out. We can change this. We can change this if we all unite together. So just reach out to me, please, okay? Promise that. We don't know how much longer we're gonna have access to technology. It will come down eventually, before we can finally learn how to peacefully use things and share all knowledge and rebuild this society that doesn't add a tag on people's lives through research. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you. I enjoyed talking, and you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. Maybe without a face, maybe with a face, and you might think that it's actually made by AI. So yeah, that works. That's another talent. I told you I'm rare. All right, bye.